Hey guys, and welcome back to Ellie's Fun Craft. Today we're going to be creating some art. What I want to do on this new series I'm creating is just create art that I want to create, So today we're going to be creating some art that sort of represents some emotions like feeling small and fighting the odds. So when I was overseas, I saw this one flower that was like growing through the crevices and surrounded by buildings. And I wanted to sort of recreate that in a way. So yeah. So first we gotta sketch this out. I keep accidentally selecting the wrong pens and stuff. And I did not realize I was on pen instead of pencil. So when I finally realized that, I switched to pencil. And I want to sort of give some perspective that makes the buildings look really big and menacing. Because that's how they're supposed to feel. And yeah. And then I want to make the door, add some doors and windows, but I don't end up having windows in the final product, which is kind of weird. And this is just like the footpath. And then the concrete where this flower is growing. I was going to do a rose, but roses are too fragile and usually grow in bushes. And I want this to be accurate-ish. So I'm just going to do like a made-up flower, even though that's probably less scientifically accurate, but you can't, get facts wrong about a thing you made up, So yeah. I'm pretty happy with this sketch. It's pretty nice, but yeah, it's still super rough, so we're going to want to start looking in the colors. I wanted to do this in like a style that's kind of different and looks kind of like watercolor, but not really, because I still wanted it to look like digital art, but it's not. But it is digital art, obviously. So yeah, I've added in all those details, and I wanted to make the buildings look really tall, like respectively. But yeah, so on this new layer, I'm going to use this pencil, and I might need to turn down the opacity, but I'm going to try and, just make it work. I might have to try that again, because the opacity was way too high when I did that. But yeah, it might look better if I had just done it all and not, overlapped it, but yeah, I want to do some grays and maybe some browns, but I want them to be sort of bluish grays, like very cold, sort of bluish grays. I thought these browns were too, warm, that's too warm of a brown, so I'm going to do some bluish grays instead, but I end up adding browns anyway, so yeah, and so yeah. Okay, so now that I've put in that color, it's looking a lot better and more detailed. And I want to add sort of an outline and make it look a little bit more finished. But I kind of struggle here to get it straight, and I don't know whether or not to use the ruler, so... Okay, so now I've gotten rid of the sketch, so it looks a little weird, but once we add the outline, it should look a lot better. So I just gotta go ahead and outline this. The purpose of this outline is so it still kind of looks like digital art, and so it looks a bit more, finished, because right now it does not look like houses, at all. It just looks kind of like blobs. And that's not what we want. We're not painting blobs. Even though we totally could. That might be pretty cool. But that's an idea for another day. Okay, so I'm going to start by outlining the sidewalk. Just so you know, this is not meant to be a how to do video. I'm doing this simply so I can express my artwork, So yeah. I think it looks better with the outline, but if I was to do it again, I might have tried something slightly different for the outline, but I'm still happy with it. So I'm outlining the buildings. While I'm doing this, I'm thinking about how I'm going to do those doors and windows, because that might be kind of difficult to convey. I'm not particularly good at drawing at the moment. I'm good at drawing, but I'm not that good. I did a still life once for school that turned out really well, but this is not still life. It's different. Anyway, I've added this outline, and now I'm just going to try and figure out what to do for the windows and the doors. I'm considering I'm probably just going to actually just do the doors, because that might actually help my thing better. Okay, so now that I've added the doors, everything is looking very complete. And now all that's left to do is that gorgeous flower. You know, the one that represents it. So yeah, I want to kind of stylize this, but I don't want it to have a black outline. I want it to have an outline in the darker color. So I start doing the stem really dark, but then I realize I don't really have a darker color to this. So I do one shade lighter and start on the stem. It's a thick stem. This is a thick boy with 2 C's. Anyway, so now I have to add in, I want to use nice pastel and bright colors so it really sticks out. Oh my gosh. I'm going to add the center of the flower, which I know is floating right now, but it won't be when it's done. And then nice pink petals, which are going to look super slay. And as you can see, they very much stick out. I think I did a little too dark an outline, but I still like it. That's so foreshadowing. I really gotta stop foreshadowing. Anyway, here are my nice pink petals. They're also looking a little thick. Oh my gosh, I'm so cringe. Now, as you can see, I pick a very dark pink color. I should have probably picked a lighter color, but I like it. It really adds some contrast. Yeah, I was totally intending to do that with the contrast. Anyway. So I don't think my videos are boring. I got to add more interest, dude. Anyway, outlining it is a little bit, is probably the most boring step. But it's still very important to make the artwork look finished and complete. I really enjoyed making this artwork, but if I was to do it again, I'd probably spend a bit more time on it, because I did not spend that much time on it. But I was kind of crammed for time on this week's video, because I actually just got back from my overseas trip yesterday. Hence why the last couple videos have been lacking, if not non-existent. Anyway, here's the finished product. Make sure to like and subscribe and come back Saturday for more awesome art.